Alright, gang, just give me a sec. I gotta set up the green screen. I took it off. So you guys can watch while I set it up, I guess. How's everybody doing? Had a late day today, so got a little home later than expected, which is why the stream was a little later than expected. Took off the green screen because I was gonna switch back to the big one again, but the big one's gonna take a little bit longer to set up. I don't know if you can hear me. Maybe this will help? I don't know. This is like the old green screen I used to use. Okay. God. Okay. Okay. I'll set up. Oh, turn on the lights, I guess. Reggie updated his profile picture on Twitter. Is it just the Chizuru one? Is it just the Chizuru one? What the hell's this? Reggie. Yeah, it's just the Chizuru one. Yeah, he's had this one for a minute. Okay, so this episode actually looks really good. Like, I'm debating shutting the fuck up and just watching it. Like, that's how good this episode looks. I'm debating just shutting the fuck up and watching it because it actually looks really good. Like, just I was wondering why I was hearing extra noise from. So, are people here? Oh, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I am streaming kind of late, so I'm not really surprised that not everybody's here. Okay, let us watch this episode. How's my audio, by the way? Is my audio good? It seems a little low. Am I crazy, or is it like a little low? Why does it look like that? Peak episode indeed. So quick question before we start. How's my audio? Is it a little low? How about, is it super? No, that's not it. That's not the, okay, is it this adjustment? No, that's not this one. I think it's this one. It's this one. No, it's not. What the fuck? How about, okay, there we go. Now it's rising. Okay, so it's this one. How do I sound? Okay, this sounds pretty good. Okay. Just gotta check my own audio. I'm like listening to myself. Okay. Sounds dandy. Okay, turn that off. I have a crappy speaker, so I can't tell. It's cool. It's dandy. All is fine. Everything's awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Okay, let's watch this episode. Oh, jeez, the quality's garbage. Okay, we gotta adjust the quality. Highest available. Sure doesn't fucking feel it like it. Highest available, my fucking ass. Sure doesn't fucking feel like it. I hate that they don't have this like setting like YouTube where you can just adjust it manually. There we go. That looks better. From the top. Okay. Okay. In the episode we begin. Have you seen the description? Have you seen the description in the same for this episode and the last on Crunchyroll? What do you mean? Kazuya Kinoshita hopes to take his relationship with Mizuho Chizuru and her girlfriend to the next level. That's it? Is there something else? Am I missing something? Show more. Is there something I'm missing? You notice the condom Kazuya drops in the chapter says rich and mommy's a rich person that comes in low. Is it rich or royal? Is it rich or royal? I think it says royal. We'll get into the episode in a second. I'm just curious. Oh, wow. It says rich. How funny. It actually says rich. It's the same as last episode. Is it the same as the episode before that? To be fair, Crunchyroll is like actually getting cooked, dude.
They're mad losing money. Oh wow, it is. What the fuck? Chizuru mommy said to try to convince everyone. How will they and Kazuya react? Wow, it's kind of sad actually. Yeah, I mean Crunchyroll is getting mad cooked right now, if I recall correctly. Like they're getting their asses fucking handed to them because people are really upset. It was, but they changed it recently. Shocking. Anyways, continue. Wait, what the fuck? We have trouble loading the videos. Please be patient as we work to resolve the issue. What the fuck is what? Okay. Oh, damn it. This is the last. What the fuck? Work. Oh my god, it loaded the wrong episode. It loaded the wrong episode. Their actual website is like not working. There it is. That looks more right. What a shot to open up on. Look at poor Kazuya. He looks like shit, dude. Why does this look so good? Oh. I was just as I was excited, they do a panel of Kazuya just not moving. It's a well composed panel, but it's just a panel scooting to the side, and I'm like, damn. Damn. A hidden feature that will only lead you to hell. Go to hell. Huh, Sumi's actually talking in the chapter. That's kind of goofy. Wait. What the fuck is she saying? A hidden feature that will only lead you to hell. If you try to give someone a sticker set and it won't let you, but it'd be the best to not find yourself in a situation where you have to resort to this. That means that either have you been blocked or you are already on that set. Try this with a set you're absolutely sure that wouldn't have. Oh, they either have you blocked or they already own the set. And people are just like, "Oh, wow, I wonder how Kazuya feels." I weirdly enough, I think like maybe Chizuru might like start understanding how he feels now with the whole sex thing. We'll see. Why does it look so good? Also, I'm starting to see it. He looks like Shaggy. I'm starting to see it. He does look like Shaggy. I'm starting to see it, gang. He does look like Shaggy. I made it to the confirm screen. She hasn't blocked me. Now, I want you to really think about that for a second. I want you to really think about that for a second. He never checked if he was even blocked for 3 months. She is still ghosting me though. What am I even doing? I'd love it if she said she was still doxing from 3 months. The delivery was amazing. Haha. She knew. I'm gonna die. Dude, he sees Minnie. Oh, just you. It's so sad. He doesn't even call her Minnie. He's just like, oh, it's you. Dude, why does it look so good? She also said she feels bad for doing this to you. She was wishy-washy for so long, but now she wants to make things right. She wasn't. See, it's so interesting how Minnie interprets it that way. Chizuru wasn't being wishy-washy. That wasn't the issue. That's what the Mizuhara I know would have done. She would give you a concrete answer. And yet, have you considered Chizuru's falling apart? And maybe you don't know her that well. Why does it look so good? I'm sorry. Why does this look so good? It's fucking me up. He actually said her name. Music choice is interesting. Huh. Interesting. Arigato. Whoa. He says an interesting thing here. Resolve and resignation are two sides of the same coin, but both always take a lot of courage. Resolve and resignation are two sides of the same coin, but both take lots of courage. Interesting. I'm pretty sure he cleaned up his room in the manga. I'm gonna just check really quick. I didn't mean to pause. I'm like 90% sure he actually cleaned up his room in the manga, like once he found out. Like he cleans up too. It's not just his room. Okay, not that clean, but not that dirty. Accepting one's fate sounds better than giving into it, but to give in is a brave thing in of itself. Interesting. This line is so interesting. But a rental date, huh? I guess that would make it easier for her too. What is this music? He cleaned up. Oh, okay. Wait, was that in the manga? No, I'm curious. Was that in the manga? Yeah, so he cleans up. Yeah, you never see anybody kissing. They added that in. Yeah, you never see anybody kissing. They added that in. Unless it's there in the next chapter. Unless it's there in the next chapter. I think they added that in. Yeah, it was never there. They added in people kissing. Just which is, by the way, very odd. Because a huge thing in Japan is that people don't show public forms of affection like that. So I that's a weird addition for me. That feels a little forced. Wait, he doesn't. Huh. That's weird. Sorry, I'm just checking something else. Just give me a sec. One sec, gang. I'm just checking something. It's me being stupid. I'm just curious. So one thing I don't like is that when Kazuya imagines her in the anime, she's already wearing the clothes that she is dressed in. In the anime, she's already wearing the clothes that she is dressed in. He's not supposed to know what she looks like. But in the anime, they depict it like he knows exactly what she looks like, which is not good, in my opinion. Rejection doesn't scare me, he says. Not anymore. So that was a fucking lie. So that was a fucking lie. It absolutely terrifies the ever living shit out of him. And you see that later, and we'll see that later in the episode. He thinks he's not scared of rejection. He is utterly fucking terrified. Oh no, they made a change I don't like. They removed one of my favorite parts. They removed. I think this is one of the most important parts of Chizuru's character, and they removed it. I don't like this change. I'm sorry. This is so important to her fucking character. It is incredibly important to her character that she stands really close to him and she can't approach him yet. She still like literally she has like a sense of like literally what Mr. Fish said. She has a sense of resolution. It's not as easy as she thought. It's meant to parallel how Kazuya is talking a big game and he's not actually as ready as he thinks she is, because this directly parallels the 3 months. He's literally right there. He's literally right there. And he can't approach her. Or sorry, she can't approach him. As a direct mirror to the 3-month time skip. He's right across he's across the door. She can't open the door. I don't like they removed this scene. I think this is a mistake. I think this is a mistake. I think this is meant to show how even though she resolved herself as a direct parallel to how he resolved himself, she's still struggling. It's not fucking easy. It's still really, really hard for her to approach him. Look at her sweat. Look at her getting a little scared. Right? I think this is one of the best scenes in the manga. This is one of my favorite shots in the manga. He's so fucking close, and she's having a hard time approaching him. It's meant to mirror how they're having a hard time approaching each other. This shot in particular, being almost like a door, she's literally starting to open the door. So that alone ruined the episode? No, it didn't ruin it. I just really think this is a bad choice. It didn't ruin the episode. I just think this is a bad choice. That they cut straight to her coming up to him. You know? I don't like that. It makes it feel like she just resolved herself and she's all set and she's all good to go. It kind of streamlines the process a little too much, right? Oh, that is there. The kiss is there, but Kazuya doesn't see it. The kiss is there, but Kazuya doesn't see it. At least it looks like he doesn't see it. Right? He's so absorbed by the kiss, he doesn't see it. Or I'm misreading this scenario. But the kiss is there. Right? And I do think in particular, you'll notice these are foreigners. I do think in particular, you'll notice these are foreigners. These are not, oh, sorry, you guys can't see this. So the kiss is there, right? The kiss is clearly there, which is cool. What's interesting is that they're foreigners. So this is why it's a public show of affection. Okay, I think it's meant to be the same in the anime. I think it's meant to be the same in the anime. Cleaned up. Yeah, they changed them a lot. They changed them a lot. Yeah, they don't look anything like their manga counterparts. This dude, this is a grown man with like a they look like movie characters. They look like these guys kind of look like movie characters, absolutely. But it's more of a peck, not a full-on kiss. Right? It's more of a peck on the cheeks rather than a full-blown kiss. And it almost doesn't look like Kazuya noticed them. Yeah, he's like actually looking at them, right? And here, he's like actually looking at them. In the manga, it's made a little more ambiguous. He's not looking at them. He's looking down. It's made intentionally ambiguous. He's not looking at them. He's looking down and blushing. Yeah, so they skipped the intro aspect of 350 or 360 236. Thank you, brain. They skipped the intro aspect of 236 and they jumped straight into this. Yeah, so they just kind of jumped past that intro aspect and straight into this. They don't do the little scene with Chizuru standing really close to him. Not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of this change. I get it. It's time constraints. But I don't like it. Yeah, I do find it interesting that he says mo kankai ne. I think I said it correctly. Mo. He's like trying to convince himself. Right? I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not. That's kind of how he says it. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not. That's how he's literally trying to convince himself. He's lying to himself. Okay, Chizuru shows up. Domo. Okay, another problem. Another problem I have. They did it again. It's the same exact problem. It's the same exact problem, different skin. Um, they speed run Chizuru noticing Kazuya freaking the fuck out. They speed run Chizuru noticing Kazuya freaking the fuck out and realizing she needs to take initiative. So my issue is they're speed running Chizuru's struggle. They're absolutely speed running the fuck out of Chizuru's struggle. It's right. So she shows up. He starts freaking out. All of this is the same. All of this is the same. This panel is the one thing they did not keep. They should have kept this. They just needed this one panel. I think if they kept this one panel, it would have made it work a little better. Because it shows Chizuru noticing him freaking the fuck out. Right? It shows Chizuru noticing him freaking the fuck out. They're kind of like skipping around Chizuru's like important subtle moments. There's a lot of subtlety with Chizuru here. They're just not catching. It's just flying by the wayside. That is kind of funny though. The fucking kiss sound. Wait, what? She's acting totally normal. How is that possible? Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's good. Okay. I like that. Okay. They handled that scene well. I like that. Yeah, I like the subtlety of that, like just the little hand gesture moment. Good job. I like that. Um, I like how Kazuya's like awareness of the situation is like mostly wrong, but his conclusion is correct. That Chizuru is trying to find a way to breach the topic, but not because she's acting professional. He like associates it with professionality or being professional or whatever. But no, he literally doesn't notice he's freaking the fuck out, and she's just trying to calm things down. We should be able to have a long, nice chat here. They don't talk at all. Oh my god, it's just like the date. I just realized. This is just like the date. He makes a big plan. They go with the usual. And he's like, we're going to talk here. They don't talk here. She gets Earl Grey. I like Earl Grey too. I expect the sorry for ghosting me at least. He's not wrong. But remember, on a rental date, can't bring up personal lives here. That's not no. And this is the funny part. This is so the funny part. Kazuya's like, this is a rental date. We can't bring up personal lives here. But who's the one who kept trying to meet her through rental? Who's the one who kept trying to meet her through rental? Right? He's the one who kept interacting with her through rental. So can't you say he kind of chose this? So why is he expecting anything different? And damn, Mizuhara. She's pretty as ever today. Sakura Mont Blanc and Sakura Monica. You can taste the spring coming. Don't ask me why, but that white sweater goes hard. Don't ask me why, bro. That white sweater goes hard. She's a classy girl who doesn't look out of place in this. Wait. Hi, he says hi brand new girl. He calls her a high brand girl. Wow. Like in Japanese, he literally says that. Bishoujo, beautiful girl. He called her skirt like a bonus track. That girl and I really kissed. The way that he's delivering the line is immaculate. He's freaking the fuck out. Wow. He doesn't say, may I? He says, are you sure? Now we get a kiss of the indirect variety. Talk! I need to talk! I can't talk! This is so good. Whoa! Look at this shot. The scenery's really good. The characters don't look very good, but the scenery's really good. The scenery's fucking gorgeous. This is straight out of like the ending songs, right? There's 30 minutes left on the date. Can I really do this? Oh my god. Okay. Before we continue, do you guys know why I just froze? I just realized this is a direct parallel to the Sumi outing. Oh, I can't believe I didn't fucking notice it. The Sumi outing, like a few chapters ago. Yeah, this is a direct parallel to it. And this date is a direct parallel to Odaiba. Odaiba is like very heavily informed by this date and Sumi. So naturally, the Sumi outing is a direct parallel to this. Holy fuck, how did I not notice? Oh. She's not trying to avoid it. Right? So Kazuya misinterprets this as Chizuru trying to avoid the topic. Rather, she's trying to breach it, and she doesn't know how. Right? He misinterprets it as her avoiding the topic. No, she's trying to breach it just like him. She literally doesn't know how. Right? Kazuya doesn't know what to say, right? They're literally like pushing each other away and they don't realize it, right? Chizuru, in trying to calm the mood and like ease tensions and want to approach the topic, doesn't know how, and that freaks Kazuya out because he's trying to breach the topic and he doesn't know how, and they don't realize it. Neither one notices. I think that's so fascinating. There's such a good contrast, and it shows how people just kind of misunderstand each other. What is this jazz? Dude, this music reminds me. Oh my god. This music reminds me of fucking Cuphead. What the fuck? No, you guys need to hear this. You guys need to hear this. No. I'm sorry. You gotta fucking hear this. We're gonna go back a sec.
話すなら1秒でも早い方がいい。鳥ではもはや崩落寸前。いや、崩落待ちっす。 あの時
This is straight up Cuphead. What the fuck? I see what they're doing. They're like, what are they do? Okay. What do they do to his eyebrows? These are not, this is not, who the fuck is this? This is not Kazuya. Who the fuck is this? This is not Kazuya. Like, Kazuya's defining feature is his super omega thin eyebrows that make him look like a villain. Kazuya's defining feature is his eyebrows that are super thin and make him look like a villain. That is not Kazuya, my dude. That is a different fucking character. That is a different fucking character. This is not Kazuya. Right? The eyebrows is what's killing me. The eyebrows are what's this is not Kazuya. The eyebrows are like straight up what's killing me. What? You can't do it like that. You can't build it up like that and then just cut. No. I can't believe they fucking did that. I can't believe they fucking did that. What do you mean? I can't believe you fucking did that. What do you fucking mean? What do you fucking mean? What do you mean? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry. What? What do you fucking mean? Gang. Dude, you show this. Where do I? Okay, this is a fuck up. This is actually bad. This is actually bad. They cut the scene, right? So that, okay, why am I upset? They try to talk. They both do it at exactly the same time. Almost like they were thinking the same thing. It's meant to show you how Kazuya's perspective is wrong, that he doesn't realize they're literally feeling the same thing. He's misunderstanding the situation. In particular, something after happens that is directly informed by this shot. The shot where Chizuru looks at Kazuya's hand, yeah, if they go out of their way to show this, to focus on this, that Chizuru wants to hold his hand. Okay, in the next chapter, what happens, right? This is necessary. If you were not going to show that, then you kind of shot yourself in the foot. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too, and you can't. Why is this important? In the next chapter, Kazuya says, hands. Why don't we hold hands? Chizuru decides to hold his hand and then shuts the fuck up. Right? She says, nothing, never mind. And they cut all the way to them getting to the station. This is such a subtle and important moment because Chizuru, it showed you at the beginning of the date, Chizuru wanted to hold his hand. Then, as she tries to breach the topic, he offers to hold her hand. Suddenly, she can just not say anything for just that little bit of time so she can hold his hand. And it actually might help her calm the fuck down. Because she got to have the thing she wanted this whole time, which was physical contact. Right? But it shows you, remember, so the scene earlier, did you notice the scene earlier where Kazuya is focusing so much on her lips that he can't talk? This shows you that Chizuru is feeling the same exact thing. This scene where Chizuru decides to hold his hand and they walk shows you she's feeling the same exact thing. So what happened here is that Chizuru got a bit of release. Right? Chizuru got a bit of release here. This is really important for her character. It's a subtle nod that's showing you she was feeling the same exact thing. His fixation on her lips, she was feeling the same exact thing. Literally feeling the same exact emotions. So when you cut this scene, you literally remove the subtlety of the fact that Chizuru is feeling the same thing as him. It's the same exact problem with earlier, where they're removing a lot of the nuance of Chizuru's character, which is so fascinating to me because so much of the anime has this tendency to remove the nuance of Kazuya's character. Yet here, they're making the same mistake but with Chizuru. What the fuck? They're literally downgrading Chizuru's character. They're so focused on just kind of getting to the good part that they're losing all the nuance. This is actually a really bad fuck up in my opinion. Like this particular fuck up is bad because all they're telling you is that Chizuru felt the same merely in her wanting to hold his hand. That's it. Right? It's just that little moment. You're supposed to get all of that information from that tiny little moment. Instead of the fact that it's constant. Right? Instead of the fact that Chizuru is feeling a constant thing. Maybe they moved it around. Let's see if they moved it around. Let's have some time here. Let's hang around. Are they going to try to... No. Okay. This is who I am. This is who I'll always be. Whenever I see Mizuhara, her beauty overwhelms me and breaks my brain. Which, by the way, is meant to parallel Ruka. Whenever Kazuya sees Chizuru, it freaks him out and he can't do anything. In contrast, whenever Ruka touches him now, he freaks out and he can't do anything. Kazuya doesn't realize what the real problem is. I'm your typical nice guy, nothing more than that. Oof. The delivery on that was immaculate. Let's see how it looks in the manga. That's about the same. Yeah, it's about the same. Okay. I wish they would have shadowed him out. Why? You're probably asking why. If he is just a nice guy, just like everybody else, then he's a nobody. So him being shadowed out in a room of light, it literally makes him invisible. Why is this important? It's a direct, and I mean direct fucking callback to the beginning, to the stalking incident, where Kazuya quite literally felt invisible only for not invisible anymore. Right? It literally drags him out of the shadows. Right? He was never in shadows. That's the brilliance of this moment. He was never in shadows. He just thought he was. He was never in the shadows. He merely believed it. Okay, let's see how they do it in the anime. Ah, okay, I see. They go with the light. Right, they go with a lot of light. Interesting direction. Right, so now the composition kicks in. Right? Oh. Okay. Okay, this is a good idea. The wind blowing. Choco. Oh, that's cute. She says choco. Wait. What does it mean? Not a sign of hate. No. So, in Japanese, Chizuru says the words warui. I kept thinking about Ruka-chan. Warui. They translated this poorly. No. They translated this poorly. I felt bad for her, so I couldn't bring myself to get in touch. That's not what she says. She says warui. That's the word I kept hearing in my head whenever I wanted to contact you. They fucked up. This is a bad translation. Straight up. This is a bad translation. Warui I checked. So the reason I mentioned this is because I checked with Crumpy the other day about a specific word Chizuru uses when she's talking in the Japanese here. So let me show it to you really quick. In Japanese, Chizuru right here says, "Whenever I tried to reach out to you, I couldn't get Ruka-chan out of my mind. I kept thinking, this is wrong." Okay? When I asked Crumpy, what word did she use specifically? Like, what word did Chizuru say? Crumpy replied, he said, reminds me of 380. Yes, because there is a direct parallel to 380. The entire Odaiba date, I was mentioning this prior, the entire Odaiba date is directly connected to this. It's directly connected to this. And I didn't even notice it until recently, like until this chapter. So when I was talking to Crumpy said that the word Chizuru used is the word she used is wrong, but it's specific kind of wrong. Bad, poor, undesirable, poor quality, inferior, insufficient, evil, sinful, ugly, not beautiful, at fault, to blame, in the wrong. The word has many, many, many interpretations. And Chizuru just says, I kept hearing this word in my head, warui. So that this is wrong. It doesn't define what kind of wrong. And this is why that's why that wording, that's why it's used. It's a wording that's it means wrong. But it can mean many, many forms of wrong. Any form of wrong. And that ironically indicates to you the problem. That Chizuru has been conditioned that her actions are wrong. That what she's doing is wrong. That is why she's not reaching out to him. Ruka is not... When she says, I kept thinking of Ruka, you're misunderstanding the scene. It's not simply guilt towards Ruka, it's guilt Ruka conditioned her to feel. She feels bad for Ruka, not because she actually did anything wrong, but because Ruka conditioned her and made her believe what she's doing is wrong. Mommy made her believe that her actions are wrong, that her desire to hold his hand is wrong. It's all in the subtext. And the fact that Crunchyroll removes this word is a problem. It loses the intention. No, they did not translate it straight. You could easily translate this straight. They chose not to. Right? This is not one of those scenes where you need to localize it or whatever. When they make it, I felt bad for Ruka, so I couldn't bring myself to get in touch with you. That's not what Chizuru said. She said, every time I tried to contact you, Ruka was in my head. And the word wrong kept popping into my head. This is wrong. That's meant to tell you, that's meant to underline the problem to you, rather than spell it out. When you write the text like this, you fundamentally misunderstand the intent. This is a bad translation, period. Bad translation, bad localization, bad period. It sucks. This is a very, very important line for Chizuru's character. There's a lot of subtext here. They wrote it correctly. They said it correctly in the Japanese. They said it wrong in here, right? This is wrong because you have lost the intent. Something like this happened, I believe. So I recall, for instance, with Final Fantasy VII Remake, they had an issue with a similar line where they tried to localize it and they tried to get fancy with it, and in turn, they messed up the intent. In particular, it's a scene where Aerith says, "The sky, I hate it." In the first English localization, they patched this later because they fucked it up. She said, "The steel sky, I miss it." That's not what she said. She says, "The sky, I hate it." And they wanted that line very particularly because in the later game, there's something that goes on in the story that has something to do with the sky. So the line is very particular. She does not like the sky for some fucking reason. And later, you get context for that because something happens with the sky in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They fucked up. This is another one of those scenes. This line is contextual. You need to say it correctly. Stop taking liberties. And I'm sorry, like, I understand localization is important and sometimes you have to do things, but you have to understand the intent before you go and just fucking change the line. That is my problem with a lot of localization. That is why I'm a little upset with a lot of localization. I'm not saying this to say end localization. I'm just demanding a better product. Okay? Like, you're giving me an inferior product and you're charging me for this. Crunchyroll is making me pay for this shit. It's the same thing with the fucking manga. They're giving me an inferior product and they're telling me I'm gonna make you pay more for this. No, give me the correct product so I can actually fucking appreciate it. You're not getting the context. You're not understanding the intent. You're fucking it up. And the only reason I can tell is because I speak to a Japanese person and I can fucking listen. I can pay attention to what's being said. Jesus Christ. Fuck, I bet even the fucking like Crunchyroll's translation have been shit recently, so I bet even the fucking localization said it correctly. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna look it up. Let's see if the localization said it correctly. This fucking ruined the episode a little bit for me. Now I'm a little mad because this is actually kind of decent. They're actually doing a decent job with this, but now I'm mad at Crunchyroll because of their stupid fucking translation. Okay, 28 maybe. I don't remember what volume this is. I know my chapters. I don't know my volumes. Sort by name. Oh. Well, first try. First try. I just couldn't help but think about Ruga-chan. My guilt kept me from reaching out or responding. Okay, they fucked it up too. They fucked it up too. Right? And you're intentionally shown Chizuru in shadow here. Right? You're intentionally shown Chizuru in shadow here because she doesn't realize what the actual problem is. She's saying it and she doesn't realize what she's saying. This works a little better, but it's still removing the word wrong. Right? This works a little better, but they're still taking liberties. They're still absolutely taking some liberties here, and it's fucking it up. I'm going to check K-Manga, last one, and then we'll get back to the episode. I'm going to just check K-Manga. This is going to be the last one, and we'll get back to the episode. Mostly because I'm pretty sure K-Manga did their own translations for this point, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Oh, for fuck's sake. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll just do it later. Doesn't matter. Back to the episode. Okay, back to the episode. I can't stop thinking about Ruka-chan. Okay, so I actually think they did a decent job with this. Chizuru is shadowed. Chizuru is shadowed here. I wish they did a little more with the shadowing, but she is shadowed. She doesn't know what she's saying. Okay. You really... Oh, okay, good. My body's giving up. My hands are trembling. My legs are quivering. I'm finding it hard to stand. Why am I this close to crying? resignation. Mr. Fish's line foreshadowed everything here. Resolve and resignation are two sides of the same coin. Both take a lot of courage. So what do you see Kazuya do? He resolves himself, and for much of the chapter, he's not doing what he wants. And then when he finally says what he wants, he resolves himself to choosing to do nothing and walk away. How fitting, right? He literally resigns himself to his fate by the end of the chapter, right? As a parallel to how he resolved himself to the fact that he was going to do what he needed to do. Wait. Whoa, Whoa, that tone change was crazy. Whoa, that tone change was fucking crazy. What the hell? Whoa, what the fuck was that tone change? Holy fuck. Yeah, okay. She says, "Can I be honest with you?" Right? In the Japanese, she says, "Can I be honest with you?" Just and it's the same translation here. The way she like pulls her collar too. Whoa, I never read the Whoa, the fan translations kind of fucked this up. Whoa, the fan translations kind of fucked this up. This is not how I read it with the fan translations. They kind of fucked it up. Whoa, 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 whoa. There is a massive tone change. There is an insane tone change in this scene. It's almost like Chizuru, like literally showing, like this is Chizuru wanting to show herself. Oh, this was, oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so the reason I'm reacting like this, I'm going to show you the original fan translations we got when this chapter came out. And it did not do this scene justice. The way they translated it did not do this justice. She says, in this version, "I'll tell you everything if you'll let me." And she pulls her collar. I don't know if this is how it was translated in the original, right? In the I don't know if this was how it was translated when the chapter first released, right, versus the volume release. But I never noticed this tone change. I did not notice this tone change at all. That is insane. No, this is Chizuru like literally saying, "I'm going to show you myself now. Can I be honest with you?" That's what she's doing. I am going to show you myself now. Can I be honest with you? And she's literally indicating this is not going to be pretty. This is not going to be pretty. This was literally foreshadowing to you, right? This is literally foreshadowing to you. This is not going to be pretty. And it's literally foreshadowing to you the line she says, "Maybe you're in love with Mizuhara." This further confirms my biggest theory, that this scene is this. So if you guys don't remember, I said 239, which, by the way, 239 and 9 is the number of sorrow and pain. Look at Kazuya here. 9 is the number of sorrow and pain. Look at Kazuya here when you think of this line. Look at the image. Isn't it sharp like it's cutting? It's brutal. What she's saying is savage. What she's saying is brutal as fuck. Right? Like, goddamn, Jesus Christ, Chizuru. Right? It's brutal as fuck. So, this scene, the way I interpret it, I've spoke about this scene in the past multiple times. This is Chizuru wanting to show Kazuya her bad side. Look, I am not such a good person. I am a bad person too. I do bad things. Right? And she's trying to show him herself. She's trying to show him who she is as she interprets herself. Remember, perception is reality, and Chizuru's perception of herself is that she is a bad person. And Kazuya still kind of chooses not to view her as a bad person. which acts as an inversion of this scene. Remember what we said. So 238 is a direct callback. 238 is a direct callback to a very particular scene in the past of the anime. Or sorry, in the past of the manga. In this scene, there's a subtle beauty to this scene that you have that is rooted in this chapter. And that chapter is 31. Okay. You'll notice the parallels. However, their positions are swapped. Where they are positioned is completely swapped. Why? Why is their position swapped? Because here, Kazuya is the one who stalked Chizuru. He's the one who did something bad. And he's afraid he's only going to be seen for his bad side. There's a reason their position is swapped. It's very simple. Kazuya is not looking at her. Kazuya is not looking at her. She gives him the gift, but she is the one who did something bad here. And she's trying to show him, look, I'm a bad person. As a parallel to how Kazuya, in his own head, in this scene, was saying, I'm a terrible person. They are parallels of each other. So Chizuru is trying to show her darkness to him. And saying, see, aren't I a bad person? Because this is how she perceives herself, as a parallel to how Kazuya in that scene perceives himself. And what happens when Chizuru gives him the gifts? Look at how emotional he gets. This scene is a parallel to that, because when Chizuru shows her bad side, she's showing him, I'm also going to try to be better. Look, I'm a bad person, but I'm going to try to be better. This is what this scene is. I'm a bad person, but I'm going to try to be better. But if Kazuya saw her bad side, accepted it, and still told her, you're not a bad person, this is the misunderstanding of this scene that we all did not see. This scene has been recreated twice now, and you don't realize it. It happened again in Odaiba. And in Odaiba, she's again the bad person. But Kazuya in Odaiba doesn't view her for her sins, and yet the sins still eat away at her. The guilt still eats away at her. It's because how this scene was handled was not correct. Right? Because Kazuya couldn't see Chizuru fully. He wasn't ready to. So that tone shift is immaculate. That delivery from Sora is godlike. It just in these few words, can I be honest? Fucking hell. It really shows the intent. It really, really shows the intent. Chizuru is like, this is my bad side. I am not such a good person. And this is how she perceives herself. She perceives herself as a terrible person. It's not true. Mind you, it's not true. Just as Kazuya, like, is only looking himself as a victim, right? He's not seeing the reality of the situation that he kind of fucked up too. And so this is the importance of this scene. It's beautiful. Buchake, you're it now. How does Kazuya read it? If she's going to say yes or no, if she likes me or not. That's not what she's talking about. That is not what she's talking about. He completely misinterpreted this scene. Frankly, even I don't know what these feelings are. Okay. Oh my god, she calls it hen. She calls it weird, just like when she said, I've become weird. And it sounds like love. Fucking hell. It was there all along. And she says lines that are really similar to the Odaiba date, mind you. I'm supposed to be doing my job here, but I'm in so deep that I can't talk my way out of it anymore. And I don't know why I did what I did. I'll have you know I spent these 3 months trying to figure it out. If any other client found out, it'd be a huge issue. And mostly the way things were didn't feel right to me. Quitting rental. The pay's well, and that helps, and I only get a few acting gigs a month. Plus, I like this job. I could be a hostess or whatever. But so she says carburet. I vividly recall in the Japanese she says carburet. She was going to do a carburet. Yeah, kabakura. She could do kabakura. That's what she said. But my knowing Marioness and lingo would be a risk. Let's see how this looks in the manga. This seems a little different in the manga, but I'm kind of curious. So they didn't. There's some hidden intent they didn't capture here, and it's again Chizuru proving to herself she's a bad person. Now there's a little subtlety here. They do it in the anime as well. When Chizuru talks about doing carburet, you intentionally see her leg. You see her leg stick out. You kind of see her leg kind of stick out of her skirt, and it's intentional. It's meant to be like, well, I don't mind getting down and dirty. I don't mind showing my leg. That's why you see Chizuru's leg here. I don't mind showing my leg if I need to, if it means getting money. It reflects sex workers. Like I've said before, Chizuru's job is in many ways kind of like sex work. I get people don't like that. I get people don't like this comparison. It is true. It is a comparison Reishi intentionally strikes. Chizuru knows what this is. Chizuru knows her job can be interpreted like sex work. Sex work is not an issue. You're welcome to believe it is. It is not a fucking issue. Feel free whatever the fuck you want. Is there exploitation? Absolutely. However, what Chizuru is doing is ironically not that. Right? This is the irony with people like judging rental this way. She's literally doing a job where she's not exploited. And she gets full control. And yet they still treat it with the same fucking stigma and say she's being exploited. Shut the fuck up. Literally, you're getting the thing you want. Here's a person doing this job, getting paid for it. Nobody's getting exploited. Nothing like that is happening. There's rules, there's standards, and you're constantly monitored. And then they get upset anyway because they're like, "Oh, she's using him." He literally said, "I'm the one who paid. You're not using me." Right? So for Chizuru, that's the idea here. It's like, yeah, she knows what this is. She's not fucking stupid. Chizuru in dates has made morbid jokes about sex, right? Sex work, right? When they went on the dream date, she literally said like, "Oh, I'm glad that you're also dressed as a high schooler because I didn't want this to look like it was compensated dating." For those who don't know, that's a different term than rental. It sounds like it's the same thing, and that's the intent. That's the idea. Compensated dating sounds like exactly what Chizuru's job is, isn't it? Right? Compensated dating sounds exactly like Chizuru's job, doesn't it? Except it's not, because compensated dating ends in the very end with sex. You have sex with a person. You go on a date with them and you have sex with them in the end. That's what compensated dating is, and generally compensated dating is associated with high schoolers. So that's kind of the important part. Compensated dating is generally associated with high schoolers. So when Chizuru says that, at least this doesn't look like compensated dating, it's meant to reflect how Chizuru is fully aware of what her job looks like. Oh, she knows. Oh, I'm dressing like a high schooler. I'm going out with this older person. Oh, yeah, they probably think this is some compensated dating bullshit. She knows how people look at her. She's not stupid. Now, this is interesting. Not that I wouldn't mind working in a hostess club or something either, but letting go of a profession I know well is rather risky. She closes her eyes here. And this is really interesting. She's lying. There's kind of a hidden lie here, right? And I think Chizuru, even in this moment, is showing her bad side. The reason I can say this is how she reacts here. I think she's showing her bad side here. I think this is a part of Chizuru's bad side that she's showing Kazuya. Right? She's doing this thing where she's like, oh, I'm okay with this. She's not okay with this. She knows she's not okay with this. She's being kind of spoiled. Hey, look at my spoiled side. You're seeing a lot of Chizuru very indirectly. She's literally trying to show herself very indirectly. And this is a part of that. She's saying she's okay with letting this go, but she doesn't want to let rental go. It's very useful. It's so useful. She gets to pay her bills how she wants to. She gets to do it at her own time. She gets to control her schedule. Like, she doesn't want to fucking work in a hostess club. She doesn't want to work in a cabaret. She doesn't want to fucking do that shit. This is just so much better. And she does that knowing that Kazuya will probably be okay with it. And she shows her spoiled side. Thank you for spoiling me. This is the intent here. It's a bait to get Kazuya's approval to continue as a rental. I don't know if it's bait. I don't know how I read that. I read this as Chizuru like, well, I'm okay with this, but I'm not okay with this. And when Kazuya spoils her, she's like, thanks for spoiling me. So I think she's like, I don't know. I think this is a mixed scene. I think this scene has layers. Another layer to this that I just realized right now is because of guilt. I don't think she's fully lying here. She's like lying and she isn't. What do I mean? Well, the other aspect of what she's saying here is guilt. She feels guilty. So she was going to quit rental to take responsibility for this. Her eyes are open when she says this. But look at how she looks. She's not happy with this. Right? So when she says what she says here, living expenses, she's just being, rather than just straight up lying here, the way I kind of read this scene is kind of a mix of stuff. On one hand, she's lying. On the other, there's a kind of jadedness to this, where she just kind of says these words with like a really jaded way, where she's like, yeah, fine, whatever. I don't want to do this, but I'll do it if I need to. So I think that's what the eyes closed is like she's kind of lying, where it's like, letting go of a profession I know is risky. I don't want to do this, but she doesn't like straight up say that, right? She just hints at it by saying it's risky, right? She hints at it by saying she's risky. It's not bait. That's not how I read this scene. I think this is a scene where she wanted to be a little spoiled and she wasn't being honest about the fact that she wanted to be a little spoiled. This is what I mean here. This is a part of Chizuru's bad side where she wasn't being honest with herself in many ways because of the guilt. So when Kazuya says this, she's happy that he says this, right? She's happy that she says this because she wanted to be spoiled in this scene and be told it's okay. So yes, that is kind of some of the intent in this scene, I think. She kind of wanted to be a little spoiled, while at the same time, you're kind of also seeing Chizuru's bad side, where you're seeing how she can get down and dirty if she needs to. That's essentially the bad element of this, right? The literal bad side is right here. She's literally willing to get down and dirty if she needs to. She doesn't care. On the same way, she wants to be spoiled and be told you don't need to do that. And that's where she's lying. It has layers. It's like an onion. It's got layers. It's not just one layer, it's multiple layers. Right? So when he spoils her here, she says, thank you. Now her eyes are closed. Thank you for indulging me like that. How can I say no? Right? But her eyes are closed. She doesn't see him. Right? She doesn't notice here. A lot of these scenes show Chizuru's eyes closed. Right? And I think that's meant to reflect how Chizuru doesn't see him in these scenes. It's not just she's lying. She shows how she doesn't see him in these scenes. The impact of her actions on him. Right? Her eyes are closed here. She doesn't see how he reacts. Right? I think that's another meaning of the eyes being closed. But I'm not going to sweep this under the rug. I don't want to pretend any part of my life didn't happen. And I want to figure out my feelings so I'll know how to do in the future. It's interesting. Kazuya calls Mini Yamori-san, right? He calls her Yamori-san. Chizuru calls her Mini-chan. Isn't that such an interesting difference? Chizuru speaks to her like both in a unprofessional way, right? Ironic. She speaks to Mini in a very unprofessional way, while at the same time she also calls her Chun because she's younger, right? Not Sun, Chun. Mini says at least. Oh, wait. Hold on. Koi gokoro. Koi gokoro. The literally what she said here, the title of the Odaiba arc. Koi gokoro. It's literally the title of the Odaiba arc. Then Koi. Then her answer is. But think about it this way. It's my job to be loved. Oh. Oh, look at this. Oh. Chizuru's bad side. Chizuru's bad side. Look at that smile. Doesn't she kind of look like Mommy? Doesn't she kind of look like Mommy? Hey, are you starting to see Mommy's influence on Chizuru? The unspoken influence of Mommy on Chizuru. How Mommy changed her. How Mommy made her worse. How Mommy made her show her bad side that now Chizuru hate me. I'm terrible. Look at my bad side. Look at how ugly I am. What did Mommy do to her? Mommy literally made her feel like a terrible person. Ruka paved the path for Mommy. Ruka paved the path for Mommy to make Chizuru feel like a terrible person. She's fully aware of her charms. She's not an idiot. She knows. But this isn't about charm. This is ugly. It's not like I'm showing 100% of my real self. There's definitely parts of me I'm faking. Telling me you love that version of me just makes you go, you're okay with that. Wow, the way they animated that is kind of weird. The way they animated that is really weird. Whoa, no. You fucked up. You fucked up. Boo. 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 Look at how he looks here. She fucking gut him. Look at how he looks here. She fucking gut his ass. Look at how he looks here. He doesn't look like he's been gut. He's just like, oh, she's so beautiful. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's how I read this. Ooh, ooh, she's so pretty. Ooh, ooh. Cute girl. Ooh. Here he's just like, fuck me. This is how this reads. Fuck me. And what's ironic about this line is that it unintentionally becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the irony is Kazuya does start falling in love with a fictional character. He starts literally imagining a fictional fantasy Chizuru in his head and constantly goes down the rabbit hole of falling in love with Mizuhara after the Odaiba date. It's almost like Odaiba is a direct continuation of this. Right? She didn't realize the words literally became reality. Her words quite literally became reality. They were not reality, mind you. This was not true. It became true. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Specifically because she doubted herself so much. And we're not seeing the root issues of this. I don't know how to feel about the way they animated that. So yeah, so look at the way they animate this. the way they do that is like I think I get the idea behind this. It's weird at first glance. I think I think I understand the idea behind it. She's literally showing her charms. See, this is what you fell in love with, Chizuru Mizuhara. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at the smile. Look at how amazing it is. And yet the smile is meant to be like painful. So I think the way the anime is handling it acts as a reversal. The anime is like taking the idea and flipping it by being like, look, it's beautiful Chizuru. She's so pretty. This is what you fell in love with. You fell with an ideal. You didn't actually love the real me. In contrast, in the manga, it's like painful. It's like gutting, right? She does the Chizuru Mizuhara smile, but it's like it's twisted up. I think that's what they're going for. She's doing the in love, awesome Chizuru Mizuhara smile, but it's kind of twisted. I think that's what they're going for. I think that's what they're trying to capture here, and they kind of get it. They kind of do it. It feels jarring. Like the words don't match what she's doing. The words quite literally don't match what she's doing, so it kind of works, right? I get the idea behind it. But I don't like how they made Kazuya look here. I don't like this. He doesn't look like he's been fucking gutted. He doesn't look like his emotions have been like fucking gutted. Yeah, it's so ironic she says this to him that it's really hard for someone to be 100% their real self. And then what does Kazuya do? He proceeds to erase his real self as a response to this. He proceeds to erase his real self as a response to this. Right? Because the further we go, the more he literally starts erasing himself and not being honest anymore. So isn't it ironic that Chizuru is like, you're not in love with the real me? And then what does Kazuya do? Instead of letting her fall in love with the real him, he starts making himself false and fictional. It's almost like it's telling you Kazuya is in many ways like the line is like a misdirect from the reality of the situation. I think the fact that this is being adapted now feels very, very intentional. Because in the manga, Chizuru literally feels bad for feeling good, as a direct parallel to here when that's getting adapted in the anime, where she's like, "Here's my bad side. I feel bad for this. I hate this part of me." She feels bad for wanting to hold his hand. So all these things literally parallel directly with the episode that's being adapted. Right? We're all human. There's bound to be lies and fakery involved. He's right. Yeah, probably. But I can't take that extra step when I'm not sure about my own feelings. And I want to pursue a relationship like that only when I know I'm in love. No, he doesn't say, yeah, she's out of my reach. He says, dameda, as in, it's no use. It's more like he said, it's no use. She's out of my reach. Oof. Ultimately, nothing has changed. Even if I think we've gotten closer, we're still rental girlfriend and client. Did we start off on the wrong foot? Did we start off on the wrong foot? If we'd been under normal circumstances, would things have turned out differently? That line hits so fucking hard now in the manga, don't you think? That line hits really fucking hard in the manga now, don't you think? Like, this is so relevant to the story in the manga right now, 100%. Like, this is what's going on in the story right now. But I can't go back and change that. I can't go back and change that. Doesn't it feel... And the story then proceeds to do a time travel narrative. And Kazuya goes back to looking how he looked in the beginning of the manga. He's trying to time travel. He never escaped this moment. He's trying to time travel. Oh my god. He's trying to time travel. I kiss doesn't change anything. Oh, the delivery is good. This shot, it's better in the manga. I'm sorry. It's better in the manga. I'm sorry. Literally in shadows. Okay, here comes peak. But you have to choose change. This is the brilliance of this scene. Chizuru in this moment appeared like she was yet again choosing to loop. In this moment, Chizuru looked like she was going to do just, right? We were about to recreate the 3 months again, right? Chizuru was going to double down and stick to this path of not change. That's what this looked like. And that is where the brilliance of this shot appears. She chooses to change. Change is a choice. You have to choose to change. Okay, things aren't right. Things aren't working out. Change it. You take charge of your fucking life. That's what she did here. That's why this shot is so fucking impactful. It drags you to hell. It drags you to fucking hell. Okay? And what does it do? Okay, you're in hell now. Are you going to choose to stay there? Right? You're in hell now. Are you going to choose to stay there? You have a choice. You can try to get out. Maybe you won't. Right? That's what it's saying. Maybe you won't get out. Maybe things won't change. But you need to take charge of your life and try to. And that's what Chizuru's doing. She's just said right here, give me a little time. I want to change. I'm going to try to change. I want to know too. I've never felt this before, and I want to know what it is. Okay, I see what they did here. I see what they did here. Good job. Good job. Okay. They did a really clever thing here. So one thing Reiji does in the manga is create contrast between this smile and this smile. They have those smiles animated in an almost identical way in the anime. They're animated in an almost identical way in the anime. Difference is, this one is real. And the other one is fake. This one is real, the other one is fake. And yet, don't they look really darn similar? Except one is painful. One is joyful. What's beautiful about this smile, too, is technically not a whole lot changed. Her eyes are still closed. She still does not see. Just as she didn't see here. She still doesn't see. But she wants to see. That's what she's trying to do. I'm blind. I know I'm blind. I'm blind as fuck. I know this. I want to open my eyes. Recognizing your faults, accepting them, and choosing to want to change. This acts as a direct inverse of the kiss in chapter 385. This is the kiss. Whereas here, she has her eyes closed and she wants to change. With the kiss, she again has her eyes closed and wishes to change, and Kazuya has his eyes open. The scenes are direct parallels and continuations of each other. It's a direct narrative. Yes, it is slow. And don't get me wrong, Rent a Girlfriend is slow. But it's a good kind of slow. Oh yeah, cute note. I don't think most people notice this, so I'm going to show you real quick. The way Chizuru waves at him goodbye is the same exact way he waved at her goodbye. So, look at the way she waves goodbye here, and I'm going to show you how he waved goodbye literally last chapter. They're literally mirrors of each other. It's kind of hilarious. Look at the way he waved goodbye. Look at the way she waved goodbye. They literally parallel each other. It's fucking hilarious. Except now things are done, right? I think overall, 7 out of 10. Matane. Aw. Now this is a good music choice. And he got a text back. Oh, she tells him to hold on to the yoga pamphlet. I'll pick it up soon. As an almost answer to him, and how I'll answer your feelings soon. The yoga pamphlet literally represents his feelings. Aw. Oh my god, what do they do to poor Kazuya here? Look at this poor man. What do they do for Kazuya here? Jesus Christ. Now, one thing I want to point out though is that there's one thing I gotta double check. Okay, I want to check this real quick. Oh, there are people. I'm going to look into it. Shirabetemiru. Yeah, I'm going to look into it. Her eyes are closed. Shirabetemiru. I gotta check what what the line is in Japanese. I'll have to ask Crumpy. Yeah. Oh, let me ask him right now so I don't forget. Oh, wait, go back. Fuck. Um, does Shirabetsu Miru mean research? So I don't know what that means. So I'd rather check with Crumpy just to be safe. Holy shit, Ingrid's critical art is insane. They just popped up in my screen. Okay. Yeah, I like that her eyes are closed the whole time to reflect how she doesn't see, but she wants to start seeing. Right? You have to choose to change. You cannot remain trapped as a victim. Right? The sad reality of life is that when you are a victim, your mind in many ways victimizes you too. You know, your mind wants you to stay a victim. It's very hard to change. To change is to confront the fact that you're a victim and you need to want to change. And this is what Chizuru is doing. She's taking autonomy over her life and not letting herself just remain a victim, right? Okay, I was hurt. I did shitty things. I can't remain hurt, right? I can't stay like this. If I want to change, I have to take charge of my life. This is Chizuru taking charge of her life. I think the manga right now is starting to the manga right now is starting to set up right now for Kazuya to take charge of his life, right? So how he's going to start changing and start taking charge of his life. And how they're going to start doing it together. The reason we haven't changed is because Kazuya hasn't and doesn't know how to take charge of his life. Right? He was just kind of okay being hurt here. And I think that was the problem with this scene. I think that's the sad undertone of this scene. Kazuya was just kind of okay being hurt here, right? Um And I think that's what Reiji is setting up for Kazuya to not be okay to just get hurt, right? Value yourself. Don't let yourself to just get hurt. That was kind of the problem with this scene. I think that's what this scene was like foreshadowing and building up to, this undertone of Kazuya being hurt, You know, Chizuru was without meaning to hurting Kazuya. Well, semi-meaning to. She was kind of semi-meaning to hurt Kazuya here, and I think that's the thing she needs to confront and face here, that he was hurt and it's not okay that he was hurt, right? That she hurt him here and she shouldn't have done that. While at the same time, Kazuya must accept that it's not okay for him to get hurt, right? Like it's not okay to just suffer like this. And this is where Chizuru is going to have to face some of her consequences of her actions. That like, and being so lost and being a bad person, she actually became one unintentionally, right? And this is where Chizuru is going to have to confront some of these elements of herself. Hey, she sent him the thing. It's so cute. Okay. Oh. No, show him walking home. You better show him walking home or I will lose my shit. Yes, 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 they do. They do. Thank God. Oh, and they make him look good too. My memories are fuzzy on what happened. My memories are fuzzy on what happened after that. But I do remember that I actually walked 2.5 hours from home to Harajuku. Home from Harajuku. I held myself back from exploding with joy. And lastly, when he got home, no one's there. Once I made it back to Nirma and got away from the crowd, aw, it's so cute. I like the scream was good. The scream was good, but here's an interesting thing they showed. Here is an interesting little thing they showed that I did not even notice. They added it into the anime. It wasn't there in the original. But in the original, he just gets home and he screams and it pans to the sky. Literally, the sky opens up, right? The sky opens up. The sky is the horizon. You're awakening, right? You're looking past the walls. You're escaping the walls. You're starting to see the future. What's interesting is in the anime, they add a little detail. What are you seeing here, gang? What are you seeing here, gang? Power lines. A motif Reiji has been using a lot in the manga right now. Power lines. AKA connection, electricity. And then it pans up to the sky. He shows us power lines now. How fitting. How fitting that we see power lines. I wonder what it's like in the... Did he add power lines in the original? No, it's not there. So this is the volume release. Still no power lines. Cool detail. Cool detail. The reason I mentioned the power lines is let me show you, gang. Let me show you, gang. Who remembers the kiss? Who remembers the kiss? What do you see reflected up here? Power lines. Power lines. More power lines. A constant visual motif of power lines. You're being too loud over just some chocolate. Chocolate tonight. Okay, the way Kazuya is talking on here is how I want their relationship to be like. Him screaming in front of her, "You gave me chocolate, yeah!" And she's like, "Calm down." She's like, "No, it's the best thing ever. Shut the fuck up." This is what I want their relationship to be like in the future. I want Kazuya to be this expressive. I want him to be this open about his love. I'm so ready. Investigation and girlfriend. Oh my god. Look at how they made him look. Ooh. Ooh. Bro. Okay, come on. The anime has a tendency just not make Kazuya look cute. He looks really cute in the manga, and they always make him not look cute, and I don't like it. Look at this. Look at this. He's adorable. He's adorable. And then here he looks dumb as shit. Look, what the fuck is his face? They always make his face look fucking goofy as shit. He looks adorable. He looks adorable. Okay, so next episode is going to have like terrible animation as a contrast to this episode, which had like great composition, great lighting, decent music choices, a lot of decent good shit. And then next episode is just like, nope, our oh my god, the fucking condom. The fucking condom. Right? Everyone's like, oh, there hasn't been sex in the fucking narrative. Been there since like 218. Wait, what did he say he was gonna do? Settle down. Next time on Contra Girlfriend, Investigation Girlfriend, I'm going out for another run. Rawr. Oh wow, he actually went. He went for another run. That's so cute. It made him that happy. Oh, it's kind of cute. She doesn't realize how happy she makes him. She doesn't realize how happy it makes him. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Decent episode. I would say 7 out of 10. It has a lot of issues, mostly due to pacing and structure. They clearly wanted to do a decent amount, and they couldn't do as much as they couldn't fit in there as much as they wanted to, because they adapted 235, 236, 237, 238, 239. Am I counting that correctly? Or no, did they? No, I think I miscounted. Let me double check. I think I miscounted. 236? No, so they adapted sorry, let's count that again. They adapted 236, 237, 238, 239. So they adapted 4 chapters, and even then they had to cut content, which is really rough. That's actually really brutal that they had to cut like some really good content. Like I don't like that they cut the hand holding scene. I think that was a very core part of the Chizuru's aspect as a character, like that she wanted to hold his hand, and then it never happens. She never actually gets to hold his hand in the anime. You know, like even if it was false, she got to hold his hand, and she didn't care that it was false. It's meant to show the like there's a lot of layers to it. I wouldn't even call it not hypocrisy. What am I trying to look at? She's okay with holding his hand even if it's a lie. And it's meant to show the flaw in her line of thinking. There we go. It's meant to show the flaw in her line of thinking where she wants to hold his hand even if it's a lie, and yet she's afraid to get into the relationship because it's built on a lie. It's a paradox. It's literally a paradox, right? And they don't show you that paradox in failing to show Chizuru holding his hand, right? There's a lot of paradoxical thinking, and there's an intention behind the paradoxical thinking. And I think in failing to show that, you kind of unintentionally mess up like the intent. And I understand they had to adapt like 4 chapters in there, but still, it is what it is. I understand. That's why I'm saying like it's still a decent episode. It's still a 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10. I think I'll bump it up to 8 out of 10, specifically because the animation was just so much better this episode. So I'll bump it to an 8, specifically because it's just so much better this episode. You know, like there's actual fucking animation. It's not just stills. You know, they're actually moving. You know, there's a lot of actual fucking movement. So I'll bump it up to an 8, maybe an 8.5. Yeah, maybe we'll make it 8.5. I'm just going to be generous. We're going to make it 8.5 just out of generosity. I think that's just a good idea. Anywho. Yeah, decent episode. I love that we learned a lot of really interesting things. We learned a lot of really interesting shit here, like the tonal change that was really present with Chizuru's voice here that we did not notice at all in the original. The tonal change that was the line delivery, I think, helped us understand the scene a lot better. It's not just how she said the line; it's the way it's spoken. You know, in the fan translation, they fucked it up. You know, usually I like saying the fan translation is better than the volume translations, but in this one particular instance, the volume translation is better and the anime is better. You know, I can't say that it's the same for the manga, but there is a lot of subtlety at play here that we didn't see, and it's the fact that Chizuru really wants to show herself and open up to Kazuya, but she literally doesn't know how. You know, she literally doesn't know how to open up to him and actually show herself, and she's trying to, and Kazuya doesn't notice that. I think that's really interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting stuff in here. Wait, what the fuck? Aisha Speed got arrested? What? Maybe it's a skit. Sorry, I'm just double checking if there's anything on here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything on here that's interesting. Okay. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me read some of the comments before I go. I don't believe there's anything on Twitch. Yeah, Twitch has just been very nothing. Chapter 425. Interesting that in the last manga chapter, Chizuru clearly feels guilty in her thoughts, believing she played with Kazuya's feelings. Yeah, and this is a parallel with that. She unintentionally plays with his feelings here, right? It's ironic that she doesn't notice some of this stuff. So there's a lot of layers to Chizuru that is designed to be explored here that she doesn't know what she did wrong. This scene, in my opinion, is in many ways an inverse of Ruka. This scene, in my opinion, right here is an inverse of what Ruka is currently doing, where in Odaiba, Chizuru knows what she's doing to Kazuya is wrong. Here, it's kind of the opposite. Here, it's she doesn't know what she's doing wrong, and it's meant to parallel Ruka. These current chapters, the episode we just adapted, is meant to parallel Ruka and how Ruka doesn't know what she's doing wrong, because she's hurting Kazuya. Just as here, Chizuru is hurting Kazuya and doesn't fully know what she's doing wrong because she's trying to show him this is my bad side, but she doesn't know like she's actually doing something even worse, you know? So I think that's important for Chizuru to realize, like how she has hurt him in ways she never even noticed. Chizuru is so focused on her guilt and how she's hurting him right now, she doesn't realize how she's actually hurting him. This is a direct parallel to Ruka, who doesn't realize how she's actually hurting him. I think too many people are busy blaming Chizuru when she doesn't even know she's doing this. In that same way, Kazuya doesn't know how he's hurt Chizuru in a lot of ways. Basically, this is an arc right now in the manga of becoming aware of how you have hurt each other, how everyone has hurt each other, not just Chizuru and Kazuya, but Mami, Ruka, like the real sins. Basically, that's the problem. The characters have not noticed their real sins. They've only noticed the surface level sins, right? They've noticed the symptoms, not the root. So a lot of these characters, including Kazuya's family, including Kibe, maybe even Curry, have not noticed how they have hurt each other the real way they've hurt each other. They've only noticed how they've hurt each other on surface level, right? But they need to realize their true original sins. And I think that's what we're building to. We're building to the characters becoming fully aware of how they've actually truly hurt each other and then truly becoming changing. I think this is how the characters will become amazing characters. A lot of people right now are like not satisfied with who the characters are right now. They think Ruka's character's ruined. They think Mami's character's ruined. I think if what Reiji does is what I think he's doing, which is the characters being truly aware of what they did and making true change and true atonement and actually becoming better people, holy shit. Immaculate writing. Because these characters, you'll have seen them go through the worst. Like, you will have seen them become, like, actually, like Ruka's character has fallen the fuck apart. But goddamn, if she gets a proper fucking redemption from this, like, if she gets a proper atonement from this, goddamn. Immaculate change. Like, amazing fucking character change. Like, Ruka's character will be even cuter. She'll be even better. She'll like shoot up in the fucking tier list of like, I love my waifu character, right? Because they'll have actually transformed and recognized what they did and truly became better people, truly changed by seeing the truth of their actions and who they are. A lot of people don't see that. And I think Reiji showing how a lot of people don't see what they did wrong is brilliant. It's amazing. Because now, once you truly see what you did and truly transform, that change will be even better. Mommy will be 10 times a better character once she sees this. Because she'll realize what she actually did. And take accountability for it. Chizuru is so busy trying to take accountability for her actions, she doesn't see what she actually did wrong. That's the irony, right? She also doesn't see how she has been wronged. It's a direct parallel to Kazuya. Kazuya is so busy trying to get his love, he hasn't noticed how he has been wronged when it comes to his love and to himself in general. It's the same way, and also when he's done wrong. Ruka is the same exact way. Every character is that. And I understand, like, what Ruka did is genuinely terrible. It's not something she can't come back from. Her relationship with Kazuya is kind of kaput. Like, any romantic element in her relationship with Kazuya is fucking kaput. But it's not something she can't come back from. She absolutely can. Many people believe you can't come back from something like that. I think you can. Because you know, a lot of people seem to believe there's an area where you cannot return. You cannot. There's no fixing yourself. There is. You can always change. You can always fix yourself. There's always a path to redemption and change. And that's an important lesson I think this series does, and even a story like Invincible does. You know, like, I'd argue what the character, like, okay, it's not even an argument, it's just a fact. What the characters do in Invincible is like 10 times worse. But like the change they make, right? We can say those characters can change, but then for some reason we treat these characters like they can't change. And I think that's a lot of hypocritical irony. Let's see. It's peculiar that Chizuru is using these stickers to tease Kazuya later in the text chapter. I hope to God chapter 244 is animated to perfection. Please, God. I hope that chapter is fucking amazing. I hope so. Let's see. I don't know why, but when Kazuya narrates, like, talking about the past, it makes me feel like how I Met Your Mother and Reiji's going to kill Chizuru in the end of the story. No. So that's not how Rent a Girlfriend is written. The thing about How I Met Your Mother that's really interesting is that when you rewatch it, you'll notice a lot of how the story was written was always indicating like the reason it lasts so long, the reason there's so much focus on it, the reason we never see this person is specifically because he was grieving the whole time. I think the final season actually does a decent job of that. Still not a big fan of the ending of How I Met Your Mother, but the last season does a good job of highlighting how he was grieving the whole time. That's why he's going through this journey. That's why it's so long. That's why we barely see the fucking mom. That's why there's so much focus on Robin and all that stuff. It's because it was always him coming to terms with moving on. Rent a Girlfriend is the opposite. Rent a Girlfriend is about grief, but choosing to live again with the people that are present now in an inverted way. Chizuru is here, right? Chizuru is here. Chizuru isn't somewhere else. You're constantly spending time with Chizuru. It's not like How I Met Your Mother where you don't meet the person until the very end of the story. Think of it like this. Chizuru is Robin in a sense, right? She's the one he really wants to be with. She is Robin in a sense. There is no other girl. Think of Mommy as the actual mother who died, right? Because Kazuya at the start of the series kept thinking to himself, oh, Mommy is my chosen one. Mommy is the one. She wasn't the fucking one. And his relationship with her has ended, and basically Kazuya in many ways has to come to terms with his relationship being over with Mommy and Ruka and end those relationships in a meaningful way, in particular, change them from what they are, and in order to truly be with Chizuru. The idea right now in the manga that I can see why you're seeing a parallel here, but it's not that. It's accepting the end. So much of the manga right now is about accepting the end and being okay with the end to truly have the life you desire, right? And that's exactly what Kazuya is struggling with Chizuru right now. He needs to let go of a lot of these things in his life, including the fact of how he's treated, right? Let go that he's being, of how he treats himself, the way he treats himself. He needs to let go of that in order to truly love himself and be able to confront people about how they're treating him. They're treating him like fucking crap. Kazuya's been treated like crap for a hot fucking minute. And a lot of the story is about him accepting that he's been treated like crap and calling that shit out. It's not right. right? And that's the whole point of the story. People want that to happen, not realizing that's what the story's building to. To have that fight, to have that conflict, be like, hey, yo, stop treating me like this. So you're right in the idea of letting go and moving on, but it's not somebody fucking died. Chizuru is not dead. Sayuri died. Relationships emotionally died. Hawaiians was the end of a lot of things. It was a watershed moment. It was a story about coming to terms with grief and the death of a character. In many ways, we have to let go of Sayuri, if you will, in order to truly live life right now. That's a part of Chizuru's struggle right now as a character. It's like learning what to let go and what to have. And I think that's definitely connected to her play right now. What she's doing with her play is definitely connected to what she wants to do in the future. And I think that's going to be explored probably through the director. I think the director is like kind of a flip of Chizuru. He's like, so the thing I saw that was interesting about the director. Let me show you guys this. So the thing that I saw that was interesting about the director is that he has a mole on his face. He has a little mole on his face. Right here. Right. So this old dude has like a little mole on his face. He doesn't bend his will. He's merciless, and he's like a vain king. And I think that's going to be really interesting as a contrast to Ruka. In particular, you'll notice he's wearing stars. What does Ruka have on her tie? Her tie has stars. So I think that's really interesting as a contrast to that. Chizuru standing up to this guy is, I think, going to be kind of a big deal. I think in many ways, maybe he wants people to stand up to him. I was talking to someone on the person who emails me their stuff, and I was talking to them, and he was literally saying, like, maybe this dude wants someone to stand up to him. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of see that too. I kind of see that too. Now, the reason I focused on the mole on his face, you'll notice it's right here. He has a little mole on his face. Is because Chizuru has a little mole on her thigh, right? With Chizuru, it's hidden. With him, it's right on his face. The flaw is literally on this person's face. The flaw of this person is literally on his face. It's literally immediately visible. Whereas Chizuru's flaw is hidden. It's not easily visible, right? This is a contrast. These two characters are inversions, the director and the actor. They are literally inversions of each other. This dude is flashy. He stands out. Look at his clothes. Look at how he immediately stands out. This immediately contrasts Chizuru's character, who stands out for how she looks. She's super cute and stuff, but she doesn't stand out in the usual way, So I think that contrast is intentional. These two characters are inversions of each other, and I think that inversion is going to be explored soon, right? In particular, Chizuru likes what this dude is doing, whereas everyone else doesn't like it, right? Everyone else views it as bending to his will. Chizuru's just having fun. She's learning something else, right? So I think there's going to be a lot to explore with this character. There's going to be a lot to explore with this dude, and the setup here is really, really interesting. Let's see what else there is in the comments. That would be, they should be 3 chapters episode from now on till the end of season 5. 15 chapters for 5 episodes. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Sorry to tell you. That only happens with like animes that have amazing budgets and multiple seasons. And even then, it really does depend how you move stuff around. Because like a lot of animes cut and move things around. It's just I think there's certain things like you shouldn't cut. Like I think this episode felt a little incomplete for that reason. It's literally missing pieces of itself. It's literally introduces narratives and does not fulfill them. And I think maybe that was the idea they were trying to go for. It's like this lack of fulfillment in the episode, but it shoots itself in the foot because the lack of fulfillment in these scenes does have fulfillment. In the particular aspect that like, okay, Chizuru holds his hand, that never gets explained to you, but it's giving you contextual explanations of Chizuru's character that is not present in the anime. So I think they kind of just shoot themselves in the foot in not having these complete ideas in the episode. Something like that. The person also mentioned that the people with Kazuya wear the same shirt as him. The same shirt that Sumi bought him. So I gotta check that. I think that's really interesting. This shirt that Sumi buys Kazuya is the same shirt that a few people in this episode wear. Okay, so not here. We're gonna go back one more. 419. So the shirt Sumi gets him, everyone else wears. Oh my god, it is. What the fuck? He's literally becoming the nice guy. He's everyone else. Kazuya is literally becoming everyone else. What the fuck? So, okay, this is the shirt Sumi gets him. Okay, look at this shirt. We're gonna go to this chapter, and you're gonna know something really interesting. Look at the shirt that the dude Kazuya is driving with is wearing. It's the same fucking shirt. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the dude who's talking to Chizuru. Look at the shirt he's wearing. It's the same fucking shirt. And he's also wearing glasses. And he has wavy hair. Huh. He's literally becoming everyone else. These characters are like Reiji in a sense, because this is Reiji's hairstyle. Reiji has like that wavy hair with glasses. Kazuya is becoming everyone else. Tokagoshi sensei is known for being very strict, so hang in there. Yes, I'll do my best. There's a camera. Wow. Really interesting stuff. Oh, there's a lot of warnings. Interesting. The chapter like literally warns you of what's coming. You just don't notice it. Oh. You see the cyclist shows up. You see the kids crossing. You see the stop signs. You see the turns. And you see the children walking. As a parallel to how Kazuya's feelings literally foreshadow what Chizuru feels. Chapter leads into itself. Well, well, well. So interesting. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, 2-hour stream. Not bad. A little late now. I'll call it here for now, gang. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this stream. I'll stream tomorrow to do the serious discussions for the chapter. I'll see if I can write a little bit more for now. But thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was fun. And yeah, just remember to subscribe, like button, bell icon, all the fun stuff. Tune into the streams on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Those seems to be the days that I do the most streaming. Tuesdays are like the guaranteed. Wednesday and Thursday are, well, Wednesday is also guaranteed because we do this. We stream the episode, and then Thursday is when I do the serious discussion. Have a good night. Have a good night. Take care, fellas. Take care of yourself. See you later. See you tomorrow.